Hello everyone, so today we're going to be doing my manga reset for February. I don't have too many things to include in this video this time, but I do have some manga to unbox and some bookshelves to build, so look forward to that later. But first, as per usual, I want to start with my February TBR. And really, the only thing I know that I want to read in February is Children of the Whales. The final volume 23 comes out on the 20th, which is my birthday. So I'll be reading this month. I probably won't put it off until the final volume comes out like I did with Golden Kamuy, because then I didn't read it. Well, I read it, but I was kind of rushing at the end of the month to fit in Golden Kamuy. So this one, I'm just going to take it a little bit slower. This one is an action shoujo manga about this group of people who live on this giant whale until a strange girl shows up and kind of shakes their entire world. So I have read 5 volumes of this. That is, the last time I read it was when volume 5 came out, so it's been a while. So this will definitely help me lower my TBR by quite a bit, but that's all I have for February. So I was trying to figure out how I'm going to decide what to read for February, because as we know, I don't like deciding myself. So I was thinking maybe putting up a poll on Instagram or something like that, or putting up a poll on YouTube and having people choose my TBR for me. But instead, I decided to bring back my fantastically chaotic friend, the TBR jar. This is not going to become a regular thing again, even though I really do miss the TBR jar. If it was up to me, I would do it every single month, but I just don't have enough manga on my shelves anymore to do it every month. I might have an idea to kind of tweak it a little bit, but I'll maybe bring that back up a few months from now. But today, we're just gonna do the normal TBR jar. I put in all of the series that are completed on my shelves that I haven't read, as well as all the one-shots. I didn't do any of those fun challenge prompts. Even though I love them, there just, again, aren't enough manga on my TBR to do that. I guess if you're a newer subscriber, you haven't seen the TBR jar, but I did this throughout 2022 and 2023, most of 2023. But this had a bunch of my manga in it, as well as some challenge prompts that were like, read a series over 10 volumes, something like that. And I would pick 5 every month, and those are the manga I had to read for the month. And I loved it. It gives me a fantastic challenge. But its purpose was to lower my TBR, and it did that fantastically. So I retired it, but now I'm bringing it back because I don't want to pick my TBR for February. So this is what we're doing. So shake it up, and I'll pick the first one. Honestly, the only manga in here that I really don't want to read right now is Barefoot Gen. I think that's the most intimidating manga on my TBR, but even then, it's only 10 volumes. So the vast majority of these are one-shots. So let's go ahead and open this up, and that says Pandora. The lower the number, the longer it's been on my TBR, but I think the oldest manga on my TBR has only been there for a little over a year. So not too bad in comparison to when I started the TBR jar, but let me go get Pandora. Here it is. This is a one-shot put out by Glacier Bay. It's an absolutely beautiful release. Full color in there. And I don't really know what it's about, but I'm looking forward to reading it. I've heard pretty good things. It has good reviews on Goodreads. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this in February. All right, let's pick another one. Here we go. And it is Ripples. These are all from Glacier Bay. That's funny. A couple months ago, I just impulsively bought a bunch of Glacier Bay releases, and that's all that I'm picking out. So this was literally right next to Pandora on my shelf, but this is Ripples. Again, it's a Glacier Bay release. This one isn't full color, it's just black and white. But again, I don't know what it's about, but I'll let you know what I think of it when I read it. I had a feeling this is how it's gonna go because I really don't have very many series on my TBR at all anymore. But let's pick one more. You can't see it. This one. Whoops. There were 2 in my hand, and I just dropped one on the floor. That's always a bad omen with the TBR jar. So let's look at this one. I can't see that. I Cannot Reach You. So here's I Cannot Reach You. This one is not completed, but I have 6 volumes of this, and I haven't read any of them. So I want to read it to see if I even like it before I continue to collect it. But this is a BL manga. I believe it's a high school BL manga about childhood friends. I've heard pretty mixed things about this, so that was another reason I put it in my TBR jar to make sure I would read it soon. But yeah, not much else to say about this. And this is the one that fell on the floor. So hopefully it's not the only series in my TBR jar that I don't want to read right now. Let's see what it is. It's not. That says I See in a Sunflower, which I have right here. This is a one-shot. I assume it's a sci-fi manga like the other Mitsukazu Mihara works that I've read. It says robot made on the back. That's why I picked this up, because it's about robots. So just from looking at the back, it looks like this is another collection of short stories, which can go either way, but I have enjoyed the other Mitsukazu Mihara short stories that I've read before. So this should be fun and another one-shot, so not too much to worry about. So I'm going to stop there. I could do one more, but I'm going to go ahead and quit while I'm ahead. I don't really know what I'm going to be reading in March yet. I know that most people don't think about their March TBR in February, but I do. I know I have one series to read in March, and then who knows? So maybe I'll do this again next month, we'll see. But next I have some manga to unbox, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have some packages to open. These two are from Barnes & Noble, and I have one more that's a little bit more exciting. But let's open these ones first. So in here we have 2 volumes. So we have Tokyo Babylon, Volume 2. Looks the same as the first one, except for it's yellow. There's a color page in here as well, just like the first volume. That one. And then we have the Darwin Incident, Volume 3. This volume is going to decide if I continue to collect the series, because Volume 2 was unenjoyable. I don't know what to think about it still. I didn't enjoy reading it really. So we'll see if Volume 3 ends up being any better, but this will decide if I continue with the series. Then we have one more. This one also has 2 volumes in it, so we have Mob Psycho 100 Volume 13. 3 more of these, but I feel like it's still going to take like 2 years for this to complete in English, because Dark Horse is so slow with this series. I don't know why, but they are. And then How Do We Relationship Volume 10, which I read last year and I really enjoyed. I haven't read this volume yet, but I read like 8 or 9 volumes and I really enjoyed it. It's very dramatic. There's lots of drama going on and messy relationships, but it's a fun read. So that's what I got from Barnes & Noble. I have an idea for a video to read this in, so we'll see if that ends up happening. But next, I also have this, and this is from Eyes Press. I guess that's how you pronounce it now. I thought it was Ize. I think I'm wrong though. But I was very surprised to get this. I've seen a couple other manga tubes receive this package, and so I was surprised when I was included in that list. But this is, I assume, a manhwa. Let's open it up. Comes with nice purple packing paper. Here is a tote, I think. There's the image on there. So I think this is like a collaboration with a K-pop group, and I don't know a single thing about K-pop, but except for the fact that BTS is a K-pop group. That's literally all I know. So I don't know how exactly this collaboration worked. It's a mirror. This is a sticker, I think. Sticker from Eyes Press and some other. Are these more collabs with K-pop groups? I don't know anything. So this will be interesting. This looks like a preview for another one of their manhwas. And there's one on the back as well. That's interesting. And then finally we have the manhwa. It's very shiny. Full color, as most manhwa I've seen are. So nice, I'll check this out. I don't read too many manhwa, but it should be interesting to read, and thanks again so much to Eyes Press for sending me this. I was not expecting it at all, but I'm very grateful for it. So that's it for this section. Next I have some bookshelves I need to put together, so let's move on to that. All right, so I caved and I got new bookshelves, just some smaller ones. That one's upside down, but you can see it's just a short one. I'm gonna put it underneath that window right there. And so hopefully these will last me a while. I don't anticipate getting that many more manga in the near future, so this should be fine. I also have some of those trays I use to double stack my manga, which I'll show you maybe later. I'm not sure which books I'm going to put on these shelves yet, and I know I already did a reorganization section of my last reset, but I got new stuff, so that's what I'll do. So I'll show you what it looks like once they're set up. Okay, so here are the shelves. It gives me a little bit of extra space. I also have these trays, which are also from Target. I think I said that the shelves are from Target, but these are also from Target. I had these left over from my last setup at my old place, but those I put across the shelves like this, and I'd probably have a third one there. and I would put a foam board across it, and then that's how I double stack my manga. So if you're ever curious, that's how I do it. This is not a cost-effective way to do this, especially when you have as many volumes as I do, but it is way easier than trying to build them out of like wood, at least for me anyway. But now I have to figure out what books I'm going to put on these shelves. So first I think I'm going to put Kurosagi Corp's Delivery Service on these shelves because I don't know where else I would put them. And then I'm thinking about moving some of my creator stuff. Like here I have Taiyo Matsumoto and Shigeru Mizuki. In between those are some random one-shot volumes, but I think I might move these over here. Then I can have this shelf be more uniform, like hardcover volumes or something. Just creators that have like different sized volumes from various publishers. I might do that with my Shuzo Oshimi stuff too. I'm undecided. I do kind of like how it looks like this, but I might have to move it. So that's what I'm going to do for now. Just move all the irregular sized volumes over here, and then we'll see what I have left to work with. Okay, so here's what it looks like when it's finished. I did end up putting the extra risers down here, but this is what it's looking like. So I have Shigeru Mizuki up here, and then some various random authors, Kyoko Okazaki, and then some nonfiction, and then some other random indie manga. Then I just put those there because they're awkwardly sized volumes. And then Taiyo Matsumoto. I have all of my Osamu Tezuka works here except for Message to Adolf, which is up top with my other hardcover manga. I left it there since I'm probably going to need this space here. I just left that one up there. And here's where it starts getting random. I just put whatever would fit. These ones were on the same shelf as Doro Hey Doro, and they didn't fit there, especially when I get the final volume 9 of Alice in Borderland in March. It just wasn't going to fit anymore, so I moved them over here. And then Kaiji, I just stuck there. So this should fit okay for now until whenever Denpa decides to release volume 5 of Kaiji. Then I'll have to move this again, but for now, that's what it's looking like. I just put Tokyo Revengers there because, I don't know, it's ongoing and it's easy enough to just stick a new volume there. And then more random stuff. Like I said, I had no idea where else I was going to put Kurosagi Corp's Delivery Service, so it goes there. And then Ajin and Dai Dark just fit there. And unfortunately with these Target shelves, they're not as deep as the IKEA shelves. So if I were to double stack these, then it would stick out quite a bit. So I added these risers just for the option in the future. But for now, I'm just going to leave this the way it is. If you're wondering what that changed over here, so it opened up this entire shelf, which is where I had my Shigeru Mizuki, Taiyo Matsumoto stuff before. So that was empty, and I decided to move Baccano down from up here just because I'm trying to read it this year, and I'm not very tall, so even though this is still kind of too tall for me, at least I can reach them here. Rather than when they're up there, I need the stool to reach them, so I decided to put them down here so I can at least have easier access to them. I have some extra space here in case I get some more of these shorter horror manga that I can put along with my other Shuzo Oshimi stuff. And so that's over there. And then over here is the big changes. They're not really big changes. In fact, most people probably can't tell what I did over here. But I had landed the Lustrous here. But when I get the final volume of Children of the Whales and more volumes of Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen, it wasn't going to fit anymore. So I moved landed the Lustrous up there. This is where I had my Osamu Tezuka stuff. It was very random. I just put it there. But I moved Landed Lustrous up there. And then down here is Golden Kamui. I had Hell's Paradise, but my final 2 volumes of Golden Kamui couldn't fit there. So I moved Hell's Paradise down here, which is where Alice in Borderland and Summertime Rendering used to be. I'll probably have to move things again in like 2 months, but for now, it's fine. But yeah, that was everything for this video. If you've read any of the manga on my February TBR from the beginning of the video, please leave your comments on those down below. Or let me know what you're planning on reading in February. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!